Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and today we're talking about the brand new, newly announced iPad line for 2024. What is this? May 7th, 2024? Alright, so there have been some Apple issues today. We'll get to that later, but this is all about the new iPad. And I think I've come on a pretty definitive stance right now, unless something else is announced when people are actually receiving these iPads. But I think that fortunately and unfortunately, Apple has kind of reached this point where the iPad is not doing anything new. It's not doing anything extra. The big new news was for the iPad Pro line for the 11-inch and the 13-inch, which means they just expanded at that 0.1 inch per. It's just, or is it 0.3? Whatever equals to, it's not that much of a difference whatsoever. They made it a little bit thinner, which I know with these gigantic iPads has been an issue even with the previous one where people were getting bending. But this one, I would love to see this one succeed, but I really feel like that's getting unnecessarily thin. It got a little bit lower in weight. The screen is great. The thing is, the iPads have been great for a long time now. I have a few iPads. The one that I primarily use at home to consume content and maybe sometimes edit, because I usually edit on my iPhone, is the iPad Pro 3rd generation, the 12.9 version. That has been great. Maybe the battery is going a little bit down over all of these years I've been using it, and I do use it all the time, but I can still use it around the house here. I can still take it somewhere else. I can still use spreadsheets. I can still edit my videos. I can still consume content. Anything that I need to do, I can do it on there. And additionally for me, I don't have one of the keyboard cases, so I kind of never was really that great or really liked the laptop type keyboard case, so I never really got into it. I've tried it out there, just not something for me. So I've become really accustomed to the on-screen keyboard on my iPhone and various size iPads. But it's just like they're thinking, okay, there's some AI features in this. There's a new pen. The iPad Air line now has a larger size in addition to the traditional size. But the one thing that I really wanted them to touch on was the iPad mini, and they didn't do anything for it. It's just kind of like an unfortunate case. They made a product that was so great years ago that it has kind of destroyed everything that they've been working towards here. Oh, that's my camera. Sorry, it's just back there. I'm about to head out, but I wanted to record this because it's kind of like, this is a day where Apple, I think, has seen like one of its biggest, I don't know if I want to call it failure, but it's a big letdown. I'm going to wait to see what people's responses to this video and the other comments that I've put out there. But, everybody's kind of like, oh, it's a brand new iPad. We've been waiting for this. Last year they didn't do anything. So they should have done something special. Another thing is on the back side of the Pros, I'm not sure if you realize, but they removed the ultra-wide camera. You no longer have that. You just have your standard 12 megapixel camera, which is disappointing enough. That should definitely be a 40 so they can crop in 2 times and still have a usable image. That's a big letdown. Another thing was the orientation of the camera on the front. It used to be up here, now it's here. That's going to be great for some people, but for me, I never had an issue with it when I was on FaceTime or anything. It's not. Oh, and then the price increase. For the longest time, you can get a 11-inch iPad Pro with the base amount of storage for $749. Now that starts at $1,000. And the 13-inch, that I believe goes for $1,299. That's just bad pricing. I know that they've slotted in the new iPad Air at $799 to kind of take that space, but that means technically you're getting less, or if you want to be somebody who's all about the branding, you're getting less branding as an Air compared to the Pro, and some people are like that. But I would say this is a very disappointing release from Apple, and even like it's been like the second kind of disappointing release. The Apple Vision Pro was a beautiful device, Everybody was into it. It got a lot of marketing, and in a few years, it's probably going to be great. But that was a very minimal release date right now. They're not really selling too much of these things, and you can't really do too much of it because of all the restrictions, i.e., like things like Netflix, which don't allow a dedicated app for this. It's just kind of stupidity, is just, companies fighting against companies. But it's just ridiculous. I'm disappointed in the iPad. And then also today I got a beta update. I understand how beta updates go, but if you have upgraded, I think, to 7.5 beta 1, basically all the settings and restrictions, the iPhone can't give any allowances to apps, so they are not talking to each other. I can't use my music on my Ray-Ban Metas. I can't upload any images to Instagram. Google Photos isn't talking. iCloud is saying, oh, you need to authenticate the new terms and conditions, and it throws you to a page that doesn't have terms and conditions. It's a pretty embarrassing thing, but the phone is running, but I've actually had it. It is about 12:20 right now. My phone is not connected to my Apple Watch, even though it's on right now, so the Bluetooth settings aren't talking to each other, and it has died 3 times already. It's really annoying. Oh, also, it shows on Instagram, and you may have seen this and been able to accept it in other times. Oh, Apple is asking you if we can track you. And then you click continue, and then there's no question on if you can ask it to track or not. It just kind of goes away, and I think it's trying to process that many times over without having that yes or no button. It's just, this is a very bad beta update. I'm not usually somebody who gets I always get the beta updates, but I have friends who have very tough times with their Apple devices. I've never been one. This is like one of the first days where I've had almost a bricked phone on a day where they released not such a great product in the iPad. Disappointing, to say the least, but this is what you get. Anyway, guys, I'm waiting for my music to download on my other phone so that I can actually take it out, because I can't use my primary. I know it's like a big issue, big first world country problems here. But guys, if you're having the same issue, I would say, or if you're not, hold off on the update. Wait to see what they do. Maybe tomorrow morning they'll have a fix for this, and you can update it properly. But for me, sorry, I'm just stuck here in a place where I'm not happy right now. Kind of in general. Anyway, thank you guys for watching so much. I'm going to head out right now. Tell me what you think about the new iPad line, the lack of the new iPad mini, which is the only thing that they should really be focusing on right now. It's the best iPad ever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, you can find me on Instagram and Threads at M8B9. Also have a new account on Instagram, creative.ny, for all the New York stuff. You can email me at creativenyc2024@gmail.com. What else? Whatever you guys want to do. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.